Hi, my name is Josh Gertson, and this is my story. As a small child, my family moved to Slovenia, where I grew up in a community where I could not understand anyone around me, and no one could understand me because I only spoke English and they spoke Slovene. Because of this, I was abused by my peers at a young age and found I would spend a lot of time trying to stay away from those who harm me. It was at this time, at a very young age of 6, that I became a Christian because my parents had told me about Jesus Christ and how he would always be my friend and someone I could always trust. When my family moved back to the States, I was expecting that people would be the same as me since they spoke my language. But I found that my experiences were a little different and I wasn't able to relate to the kids very well. So again, I was alone. In high school, I experienced a great deal of depression after I had a month-long experience in Ethiopia, where I witnessed severe poverty for the first time, and no one in America was able to understand the living situations and culture I had seen. I got so angry watching people throw away uneaten food, or not eating off a fork simply because it hit the ground. I hated it so much so that I isolated myself and fell into depression. There was one night when I seriously considered taking my own life, but thankfully I couldn't find the gun. I didn't know why God would let me experience these emotions, to the point where I almost killed myself. But with time, I understood why he allowed me to go through it. In a recent summer, I was offered the opportunity to go to South Africa, where I would be teaching kids about HIV and AIDS prevention. During the last day of the trip, there was some miscommunication with the school we were teaching at, and we ended up going down to the beach where we talked with people about their beliefs and performed a skit to tell them the story of who God is. It was here that I met a man who was also depressed and about to commit suicide later that day. He told me a story of how he just got out of jail and couldn't return home because he was afraid of his family who had put him there. I shared with him my experience with depression and the hope that I had in knowing God was always there for me and protecting me in the hard times, even when I didn't realize it or acknowledge it. I watched in amazement as this man, who was considering taking his life just a couple minutes before, was now so excited to hear that God loves him and wants to be his friend. Since this experience, I have chosen to trust God and continue to further my personal relationship with him, with the purpose of sharing this hope of a meaningful friendship with God. That's my backstory. What's yours?